It has been nearly 10 years to the minute since a plane carrying 10 members of the Oklahoma State basketball family crashed in Colorado.
The plane was returning to Stillwater after a game. Representatives of the university and from the sheriffs and fire departments who responded to that crash, they placed wreaths at a memorial near the crash site. And at 6:37 tonight, at the exact time of the crash, the bells at the OSU library will toll 10 times.
Of course, one of those lost was a member of our News 9 family, Sports Director Bill Teegins.
And Bill was living his dream. He was entertaining all of us with sports on a nightly basis and calling the action as the radio voice of the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Ed Murray worked with Bill for 13 years. He recently sat down with Bill's dad to get his thoughts on this 10th remembrance.
Oh, they really said that?
Of course they said. From his first day to this, his final sportscast, 2 days before the Ravens-Giants Super Bowl.
Hey, look what we got here. A Baltimore Ravens pencil. That's when you know you're on the bandwagon.
He's not jumping on the bandwagon. He used to live there.
I used to live in Baltimore.
When the Ravens were there?
Okay, all right.
You knew Bill Teegins loved his job.
I say when he was about 8 or 9, he talked about getting into sports career, broadcasting. And I couldn't understand that because most kids wanted to be a fireman or a cowboy or something. And at that age, and I said, well, I didn't say he couldn't do it, but I said, chances are, Bill, that it's not going to be that easy to get into that. But he always had that dream.
He's to the 30. He's to the 20. He's to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Cowboys.
And Bill's dad, Bill Sr., watched that boy grow into his dream.
He would actually be out in the garage. He had a rope hanging from the ceiling, and he'd have a ball on there, tennis ball, and he'd be batting all the time, practicing batting. And he'd be talking like he was broadcasting the game. Bill, by the time he was 12 or 13, he knew more about sports than I did. I mean, he had a photographic memory. I know how he did it. But he'd be talking with my friends sitting there, and they'd be talking to him. I mean, I can't be left out of it.
Wheaties, as we all know, the breakfast of champions. And here's a look at it. Here's an advanced copy we got, and on the box, Emmett Smith, Jay Novacek, Michael Irvin, and some good-looking young fella playing quarterback there at number 8. Does that guy look familiar to you?
That's what he wanted to do, and he just stuck with it. I was kind of surprised at first that he would get into it, but he was kind of a natural in it. He did well.
The Broadway extension, baby. Get out of my way. Get out.
And as we think about the last 10 years, Dad is grateful we remember.
Something about Oklahoma, they really come out and this thing, you wouldn't think it lasted long because there been so many tragedies, just like the one the other day over in Tucson. I mean, there's sad to say there's so many bad things happen, but they still keep this thing going, which is amazing to me. We had Bill for 48 years. Some of these people didn't have their sons very long. They were pretty young guys. Bill was one of the older ones on the airplane, so we were fortunate that way. But, oh, yeah, we miss him every day, but time goes on,
And once our interview was over, I got to talk baseball and laugh with Bill Teegins. It felt like old times.